In this video, I'm going to teach you how to draw a curved object that's on a vertical plane. In this case, it's going to be this archway that we've been looking at already. Now, you can see here, this is the opening that we're going to discuss. And remember that we have 10-foot ceilings here. This opening itself is 8 feet tall. And then remember, we created this diagram over here in which we've identified some of the locations of the critical points. And so you can see here the overall height is 8 feet, and that's what's indicated by this line right here. You can see it goes back to the vanishing point on that true height wall, and it's 2 feet down from a 10-foot ceiling, or we can count this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've drawn the opening already, and now we need to extend out the critical line that's located here. You can see I've got it marked here. And then it's another one at 6 inches down here. And so you can see here I've gone back to my true height wall, and I've created a point 1.5 feet down and extended from the vanishing point across. And then same thing here, 6 feet down, and then using the vanishing point, which is somewhere over here, it's covered right now, and then extended over here. So I'd like to draw your attention now over to this diagram. Now this is an elevation drawing of this wall here. But of course, the wall on either side of the archway has been kind of removed because I didn't want to draw that. I didn't want to draw it as wide as it actually is. But you can see here, this is my wall, this wall right here. And you can see based on my floor plan, we've got an opening here that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see here, this is my wall. It's 10 feet tall. My opening is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've drawn this at 1/4 inch scale, haven't I? So I've drawn this opening up, across, and down. Remember, that opening is 8 feet wide. So this box right here is this box right here, okay? This line here is this line here. This line here is this line here. Now, what I have to do now, of course, is still, once again, figure out the midpoint. So what I did was I drew an X from corner to corner here and corner to corner here, and then there's an intersection point right there, right here on my elevation. So just like we've seen before, all you have to do is bring that vertical line up using your T-square with your triangle straight up and down, okay, to create that line. Now, once you've got that, you don't really need the horizontal line here because we're not creating any sort of circle shape. But what we do have to do now is figure out, once we've got that vertical line running up here, now we have to figure out how to draw this line and this line. Now, this line, this arc right here, is going to be tricky, right? Because it starts right here and it ends right here. And then this line starts right here and ends right here. So you can see here it's going to take some practice. Okay. You scribble over it here, and then you do it in nice thin pen for the final trace. Now, and any part of the arc, it can't go past that line, right? It can't go past this line, so it's going to take some practice to get it nice and inside, but not too pointy. When you're first learning how to do these, it can be helpful to draw it and then step away for maybe a day or two and then come back with fresh eyes, because when you see it with fresh eyes, you'll go, oh, that doesn't look right, and then you'll be able to kind of adjust it accordingly. Okay, so there's the arc on the vertical surface, and then I would go ahead and erase some of that. And again, I could mess with this all day and still not be happy with it, but the more you practice, the better you'll get. But there's your arc. Now notice, because it's in perspective, this line here is actually closer to this line than it is to this line. So that's why it's really important to find the midpoint by drawing this X and creating a vertical line up, instead of eyeballing where the midpoint of the length of this line is, because it's in perspective. It's not going to be, this line doesn't intersect at the midpoint of this line. It intersects at the vertical that's extended straight down. But that's how you do it. Now, if we stop with our arc right there, the only issue that we're going to have to deal with, of course, is that the arc now looks like it's painted on the wall face. It doesn't have an actual thickness. So what you have to do is bring your T-square across and over to create that wall thickness here that goes up. And I'm going to use my ruler here, but you're going to use your T-square. And you're going to bring that horizontal over to create the wall thickness and up. Now we're going to bring it up to this line right here because that's where it starts to curve, see? And so the wall basically is straight here, then it comes vertically down. And that's the thickness of the wall. So if someone was walking through this opening, they could put their hand on that wall thickness. So the problem is now you have to draw the thickness of the curve. And so what you have to do is imagine this line and redraw it in order to create the thickness of the wall. Now in actuality, remember, it comes back down and it's coming down here, right? Because it's coming over, but you can't see it because it's hidden because this wall's here. So the key is to really get the wall thickness drawn correctly and then to mimic the same curve that you have over here, and then right as you curve it, lucky for us, this curve blocks the rest of it. So we only have to draw just a little bit. And then of course we extend this line back from the vanishing point. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way. Okay. And then of course this line goes away and the rest of these get erased when it's traced over by pen. But you can see it right here. I'm going to slide my paper underneath so you can tell. And there's our opening. So all we have to do is darken this line, erase this line, and then darken that line. And then you'll have a beautiful arch.